when I woke up to this, I said, well, this is a hoax. I mean, why would he do that? Jimmy Swaggart didn't even do that, right? Remember all the tears? Did he beg for money to get to heaven? That's what Donald Trump has done, begging MAGA followers for donations for him to get his eternal, everlasting reward. If you believe in that, heaven. Here are the details. Remember when Trump was advertising selling Bibles on his website? Well, once again, will you look at that? He's using religion, means to an end. He's doing it to raise money from his base. Trump sent out a campaign fundraiser email with the subject line, I want to try and get to heaven. Emphasis on the try. Huh. You see it there? Is anybody going to bite on this? Perhaps. We'll see. Email framed his political survival, legal battles too, as evidence of divine purpose and asked supporters to contribute $15 during the 24-hour Trump fundraising blitz. Details via Newsweek. Now, Trump's campaign email used the subject line, I want to try to get to heaven, presenting the former president's political victories, his survival of last year's attempted assassination as evidence of divine intervention and a purpose to make America great again. The email presented past campaign events, including Trump's 2016 victory over Hillary Clinton, his impeachment acquittals, ongoing legal battles as part of a spiritual narrative that justified the fundraising appeal. In the campaign email, President Donald Trump said, last year I came millimeters from death when that bullet pierced through my skin. My triumphant return to the White House was never supposed to happen. Another thing to blame the would-be assassin for. Let's pause there if we can, Elliot. I don't know what your beliefs are, and I'm not even going to ask you, but there are people who are devout Christians. They hold their faith, high regard. It's number one in their life. What was your reaction when you saw this from Donald Trump today, this morning?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in a very Christian environment, Christian home. I have a deep affinity for Christianity. Definitely don't look at it the same way that maybe a lot of people in America do, but I love it. And it's always kind of depressing to see him kind of, poop all over every principle that I was taught as a kid and to have the people who taught me those principles immediately fall for it. But my theory here is that Trump found out, or at least somewhat believes, that heaven is a place that is filled with like gold paved roads, and you can get gold mansions, and you can wear a gold crown based on all of your good deeds. And I think that's probably the selling point for him. I think that his goal is to be surrounded in the afterlife by the same interior design ideas that he has brought to the White House. So that is my conspiracy theory, at least.
Works for me.
Yeah.
As you know, as our audience probably understands, Donald Trump is also a believer, deep believer. Didn't say in what, but he says, hey, listen, he finds inspiration from the Bible and from God, his creator. I believe that God saved me for one reason, to make America great again. I certainly wasn't supposed to survive an assassin's bullet, but by the grace of the Almighty God, I did. So now I have no other choice but to answer the call to duty. But I can't do it alone. So Trump had recently discussed concerns about his afterlife. He's afraid, isn't he? I would be too. And who am I to judge? I'm not sitting in judgment. I'm just saying that it kind of says if you do this, you're not going up there. But who knows? Okay. Trump said he wanted to try and get to heaven on Fox and Friends. Listen.
I just want to end it. I want to end it. We're not losing American lives. We're not losing American soldiers. We're losing Russian and Ukrainian, mostly soldiers. Some people, as missiles hit wrong spots or get lobbed into cities like Kiev and towns. But if I can save 7,000 people a week from being killed, I think that's I want to try and get to heaven if possible. I'm hearing I'm not doing well. I hear I'm really at the bottom of the totem pole. But if I can get to heaven, this will be one of the reasons.
Maybe JD Vance can talk to the Pope for him. Didn't the Pope say, in no uncertain terms, this Pope, the last Pope? I don't really like what's going on, what you're doing on the immigration front. Here's the thing. Donald Trump, Elliot, believes that if he just does enough good deeds over here, I mean, he's very compartmentalized, right? Because as I looked at the shot of Donald Trump and the evil one, Putin, who was with Xi, and what's that other guy in North Korea who writes love letters? That guy too, the axis of evil, whatever you want to call it. I wondered, would they all meet there? Does everyone get to go? And who are we to judge or question someone's faith? What say you about this thing where money equates to, well, good deeds and then a pathway to heaven? It must mean poor people. Well, you're not going to get there. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like part and parcel, I think, of the American way. It'd be like, it's all about what you do. It's all about your actions, and it's all about how much money you can earn while you're here. My guess is that he's going to probably try to take some lawyers with him to heaven so that they can kind of make a case for him. I also do wonder if from his perspective, if there is a tongue-in-cheek kind of like thing here where he's kind of winking at his base and going like, I know I'm kind of one of the worst people ever, but I would still like to go to heaven, just so you know I haven't forgotten about the idea of heaven. Or if he actually is kind of nearing like the end of his days here and actually is having these kinds of existential thoughts. If he is, and this is what he's doing with those thoughts, then I think that's incredibly funny. If not, a little predictable.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's human to wonder what happens next. Is there an afterlife? Do we just disappear? I don't know if I
Yeah.
believe the wink tongue in cheek to the
Who
supporters.
knows? Yeah.
I think he's actually believing that people are stupid or will overlook certain things or everything. He might have winked at Melania and said, I know I'm the worst. You know it, I know
Yeah.
it. But this is a grift. It'll
Yeah.
be interesting. I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, no, I think it will be incredibly interesting. And I also think it has to make his followers feel a little weird when they have to just be like, oh man, here's another example of how he's just going against everything we believe. And I think that, especially in America, evangelical Christians have done an excellent job of bracketing off Trump amidst everything. They love the fact, I think, that he kind of embodies everything that is antithetical to their faith while still pushing for agendas that they themselves feel passionate about. So I think he's kind of done the con man thing, and he's still trying to do the con man thing, and we'll see if it works. In heaven, I have a feeling that St. Peter can probably see like what he's doing behind closed doors, and all of the things that people guess about. They probably have a fly on the wall perspective for it. So I don't think he's going to make it. And good luck to him. And if he does, great. Like if we all pass on and we go to heaven and it's just Trump there, sure, I'll want to hang out with him and say like, hey, what were you thinking? Literally every moment of your life.
If I'm fortunate enough to get there, I'm going to rope off my property to keep him out. I'm sorry. I know that's not, the godly thing to do, but would I
Might be.
question God? Why did you do this? Why'd you let me? I might be too scared to do
Yeah.
that.
To the
We'll
security
keep
system.
following it and we'll look for the numbers and see how many people give. If he just would be transparent about this whole Epstein thing, maybe that'll get him in. We'll see.